But let's move swiftly on because less about me, more about you. Because that's
thank you, sir. You're very polite. You're very kind.
So after 2 years, you had your first amateur fight. Who was the first person that you fought and beat? Was that Lance Hall or was that somebody else?
That was Lance Hall. Yeah,
Lance Hall was your first fight.
My first amateur fight. Yes.
And where was that in London?
That was in Reading.
In Reading,
yeah. Mashallah.
How did that go then? I mean, that was a first round fight. Yeah. How did you feel going for the first time going to the ring?
Alhamdulillah.
Daunting.
Not daunting. It was, I mean, because as an amateur, I'd had like 56 amateur fights. So going professional, fighting was already embedded within me. So going into the ring, it was my first professional fight. It was the first time without the head guard. First time doing 3 rounds, but just sucked up the oxygen before the first round. Ding ding, came out and done my thing. Alhamdulillah. No head guard. To me, it actually felt brutal on the other guy's part because I'm used to fighting in 12-ounce gloves with a head guard. So when I hit someone, it's kind of cushion on my hand and cushion on your hand. Yeah. When I turn professional, it's a case of 10-ounce gloves and no head guards. I'm hitting this poor guy and I'm thinking, subhanallah, I might kill this guy, you feel me? But the referee stopped him within about a minute and 56 seconds.
A minute and 56 seconds? Were you really that brutal?
Not necessarily, but
he just wasn't fighting back?
He was trying to, but...
Did he have issues?
Possibly.
What do you think was going on in his
Possibly.
mind?
He had issues and all 17 of my victims had issues also. Issue of me being in the ring with me. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So how many fights have you had now? It's about 20...
I've had 18 fights now.
18 fights. And you've won how many of those?
I've won 17.
That's all.
Alhamdulillah. Just 17, yeah. What can I say?
And you've lost one only.
Don't start talking about my loss.
No. I mean, look,
joking, alhamdulillah.
Joking aside, that's a fantastic record, right? 99%. That's 18 wins. So 18 fights, 17 wins, and only one loss.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Yeah, no, the loss to me was like was a certification that mashallah I am a Muslim and Allah loves me because Allah shows His love through people, through 3 different ways. And as He guides you to the deen of Islam, mashallah, I'll be guiding to the deen of Islam. He gives you an understanding of the deen, mashallah, I've got a general, fair understanding of the deen, and He tries you with tribulations. SubhanAllah, I've been boxing 13 years now, and Allah knows how much I love boxing. So when Allah inflicts a loss upon me, alhamdulillah, I say Allah loves me, and what can I say? Allah also blessed me with 17 wins. So who can I argue with one loss? Alhamdulillah.
Absolutely.
Allah still blessed me with health and mashallah, the ability to go on and to bigger and better things. And another quote, what is a sunny day if every day is sunny? Alhamdulillah. My next victory is going to be so sweet because I know what a loss feels like. MashaAllah.
What I'd like to do, I know there's quite an incredible journey around you coming to Islam, but we'll cover that inshallah in the last part of the show.
Inshallah.
I just want to really just focus on your life. So when you started fighting, what point was it that Frank Warren, because Frank Warren is notorious. He's like the American equivalent of Don King, right? Without the hair. Yeah. When did it come to a point where Frank Warren started getting interested in Abdul Haq?
I mean, the thing about it as well. The thing about it is, since I entered the boxing, I wanted to be a world champion, but I realised that you can't just get in the ring and fight and expect to make money. Why? Because you've got sports that are overshadow boxing, like football, even cricket, rugby. These sports are overshadowing boxing. I mean, boxing back in the day was a real big thing, but now it's a dying sport. Therefore, for you to make a pound note, make a living, and have success in boxing, you can't just be run of the mill. You've got to be something extra. You've got to bring some form of entertainment. So,
what do you think? Just don't mind me asking about. Why do you think it's dying? Because boxing was a very big thing. Because you had some perhaps the well-known names that were fighting. You had the likes of Ali, you had the likes of Tyson, Hitman Hearns, even Frank Bruno, right? You know, George Foreman came back for a spell as well. You had the likes of Eubanks, Ben, Hagler, Barry McGuigan. It was good. Barry McGuigan was fantastic.
Absolutely.
What's happened? Do you think it's because there just aren't any unique fighters? Because I still really love the fighting style of Danny Williams. I think he's great.
Alhamdulillah, beautiful brother, mashallah.
He's fantastic, brother. And there are other fighters out there who I think are good, but there aren't any major names that stand out that may have stood out about 10, 15 years ago. The day of the super fights looks like it's over.
I think the issue is as time's gone by, people have stopped needing to let's look at something like something simple. basically technology is advanced, hasn't it? So we as people are now breeding sissies. So rather than fight, you say, "What am I going to go fight? I'm going to go get punched in the head." I can go and kick a football. I can go and play snooker or even golf and make money. What am I going to go and get punched in the head for? Why is a parent going to say to us, go say to their children, "Okay, you want to be an athlete? There's a football team. There's a football team down there. You can go and start kicking a football, or you can go to the boxing gym." What would you choose if you was a parent? What would you say to your son? Go and get punched in the head, or go and kick a football?
Ballet.
I didn't do ballet, so you can't draw that card on me.
How do we know you didn't do ballet?
Because I'm saying that never. Saying that Sugar Ray Robinson, who was one of the best all-time boxers, actually was a ballet dancer, and that's what gave him the momentum.
Great footwork.
And the footwork, mashallah.
Apparently, another boxer who I don't know if I don't want to mention him because if I'm wrong, he's going to be around my house beating me around the head. But apparently, another UK boxer who was, I think probably almost won every single fight, lost one or two. He actually did ballet.
Is that correct?
As a young man.
You know more about boxing than me because I don't know what you're talking about. And if I did know, I'd say his name and I'd say, "Come to my house as well."
Teach me.
Yeah, teach me.
I'll put on that two of those pink little things and go and tiptoe and dance if it makes me a better fighter.
Absolutely.
How about Oscar De La Hoya? Do you think he'd make a good ballet dancer?
I reckon he's got the looks for it. Do you reckon Oscar De La Hoya has had face surgery?
I don't know, but I'd say that no. I'd probably say no.
You'd probably say no.
Have you
been
fought
boxing
him?
a mighty long time, and his features look very feminine.
They do. Well, that's what people say about me because they say, "Look, you've been fighting. You've fought some heavyweight or a heavyweight." And you still look like a model. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you know what? That's a good point. Why is it my nose ain't out of shape?
I'm sure they do say that to you. I'm positive.
Actually,
sure
it's not. It's just my mum.
Fair enough. Who's better to give you a compliment than your mum?
Absolutely. Well, okay. So, so after Frank's getting interested, you're winning a lot of your fights. How has that changed your life? How has that changed your family life? How has it changed your social life? What were you like then as you were pounding people into the mat?
SubhanAllah, you make me sound like some brutal barbarian.
Well, you're the one saying that you were pounding people. So
when did I say that?
Well,
if anyone's got Sky Plus, rewind and see what I said. I pound people into the mat. This is slander. This is defecation of character.
Defecation.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Astaghfirullah.
I'm so glad you're so lively because I definitely needed that. Okay, so you gave a lot of fighters a hard time in the ring. Yeah. So how did your life change? Because again, success, did that go to your head?
No, not at all. It hasn't changed me at all. What you see before you now is how I've always been. Mashallah. Before anything, I signed my contract with Frank Warren after I came to Islam. So before anything in life, I'm a Muslim, mashallah. So therefore, I act and behave like a Muslim to the best of my ability. So to let things get to your head, knowing that nothing can happen without the will of Allah, is un-Islamic, isn't it? So Frank Warren's contract, whatever, before, after, I'm the same person. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. We're going to talk a bit more about the fights that you got coming up, but maybe I was hoping that you could take a look at some technique of mine.
Sure, no problem.
My boxing technique.
Cool.
And maybe we could look at some footage
How
of
many
when
fights have you?
I can't really go into that.
Okay, no problem.
My manager's not here, and usually he's the one that sort of speaks on my behalf.
Sure, no problem.
So what we'll do, we'll show some footage of a fight I had a couple of years ago. As you can appreciate, I've been busy with Islam channel, so I haven't really been able to, to get these blazing guns out again.
I hear you.
Which obviously is a bit of an issue, a bit of a frustration. Take a look at the footage and tell me what you think of the fight and what your fight prediction would be for us when we get into the ring. So let's just have a look at that footage there.